December had arrived. It was very cold and dark, and a very busy month for the engines. Every year, towards the end of December, the people enjoy a festive celebration that brings happiness and goodwill to others. Considered to be the most wonderful time of the year, it is called Christmas. The engines don't know much about it. They always thought it considerate to wish the passengers a Merry Christmas. It was 2 days until Christmas, and early that morning Lord Starkey visited the sheds. "Since tomorrow is Christmas Eve, I have arranged a Santa special train. It will depart Carlowny Station at 3 o'clock, briefly stop at Kilcanna Woods, where the children shall embark on a present hunt. Finally, the train will return to Carlowny late that evening," he announced. James Clifford found it ever so embarrassing.
"That's not even a real train. Just a silly children's ride,"
he claimed. Lord Starkey overheard. "Yes, a ride that the children will enjoy. And the engine who shall haul the Santa Special is Gunter," he informed. Gunter was ever so happy. The mine was closed tomorrow, so he now had a new job that would give him a nice run. Later that day, James Clifford told King Arthur about the Santa Special.
"Such a waste of coal. Christmas means nothing to us engines."
Gunter arrived at the mine. The workers were cheerful and looked forward to spending time with their families during the festive holiday. He was quick to tell Mortis and Frederick about his new train. Despite his excitement, Mortis didn't seem impressed at all.
"Christmas? Huh. Know absolutely nothing about it, and don't wish to do so. Slate, rocks, tall cliffs, and dark tunnels make me happy. Beyond this mine is of no interest of me at all."
That evening, the engines were rested for the night, and James Clifford couldn't resist telling Gunter what King Arthur had said. Peggy, on the other hand, was quick to shut him down. "Gunter has been given a job. Let him get on with it," she scolded. Misty was last to give her opinion. "I don't like Christmas," she said. "It's a boring day in the shed, while the people stay at home and enjoy themselves." James Clifford was quick to agree with her opinion. Gunter now felt very disheartened. He was to pull a train that represented a festivity that his friends didn't like or understand. Morning broke. It was now Christmas Eve, and the last trains before Christmas were underway. Gunter was the last engine to leave the shed. His coaches were waiting at the station, and he couldn't help but notice a large Christmas tree that stood proudly beside the office. The passengers boarded, including Father Christmas, who was very jolly indeed. Once the guard blew his whistle, Gunter departed. The journey was very calm, and before long, Gunter cheered up. He no longer cared about what the other engines thought. He wasn't stuck in the shed. He hauled a train full of happy children. Reaching Kilcanna Woods, Gunter stopped outside the old entrance. Everyone departed the coaches, and were ready to have fun. Gunter's driver had a token, which meant the entire Kilcanna line was theirs for the day, so was able to wait by the woods until everyone returned. It was a crisp afternoon. Gunter listened as the children chuckled and cheered. Father Christmas hid presents in the woods, and the children had to find them. Some were behind trees, under bushes, and even in a hollow trunk. Such a joyful Christmas Eve it was, and Gunter could do nothing but smile. If only the other engines would understand the Christmas spirit, it could become a jolly season for all to enjoy. Soon it was time to return home. The children weren't disappointed. They had a wonderful day and had to go to bed extra early tonight. It seemed that everyone had boarded, so Gunter made his way back to the station. However, not all had boarded. Father Christmas was still in the woods, and worse still, he was left behind on Christmas Eve. Dusk soon fell, and before long, the chilly night blanketed the lands. Gunter returned to Carlony Station. Clapping his eyes on the Christmas tree, he was surprised to see it flooded with lights. The people gathered to it at once. It was hard to imagine that a single tree could unite many strangers, bringing them happiness and cheer. Gunter felt joy too. He now started to realize how important Christmas is. However, the guard made a worrying announcement after a shocking discovery.
Father Christmas is missing. He didn't depart either of the coaches,
he informed. All of the people came to realize that he wasn't present during the journey home.
We must have left him behind,
gasped the worried Gunter. The joy and excitement of the children was nigh gone. If Father Christmas truly was missing, that meant no presents tomorrow morning. The station master, driver, and guard had a discussion and orchestrated a plan.
We must backtrack down the line and search for the missing Santa Claus,
said the driver. Gunter was ready and willing. It was disappointing to see the children's joy turn to misery, so departed at once.
I wonder where he's going.
It was dark and cold with a chilling breeze, but Gunter kept his eyes peeled for a certain individual in a red suit. Maybe he was hiding behind a bush or sought shelter in the old shed. Gunter's driver repeatedly pulled the whistle cord, hoping to catch his attention. Up the line, the signal was red. But why? His driver applied the brakes at once, and they stopped outside the signal box. Gunter and his driver were anxious. There was no way of locating the missing guest if stranded at a signal. All of a sudden, the signalman came out of the signal box.
I am currently in the company of a very special individual, and he is waiting for you,
he called. Before they could answer, Father Christmas emerged from inside. He had followed the line on foot and found shelter at the nearest signal box. Gunter and his driver were delighted and apologized endlessly. Once he was boarded, they made way back to Carlone. Upon arriving, the children were delighted that good old Mr. Claus was safe and now felt sure they would receive some gifts tomorrow morning. Gunter was astounded at the happiness which erupted at the station. Christmas is more than what he thought. It's not just a calendar date in the year. Awakening on Christmas morning, the other engines felt glum. It was going to be a long day in the sheds. Gunter, on the other hand, couldn't stop smiling and had so much to share with his friends.
I came to understand the true meaning of Christmas. It brings people together, even the most unfortunate. Many gathered around a bright Christmas tree to admire its beauty, and children smile in the presence of a bearded man in a lead suit. It also makes you appreciate what you have. Today we are stuck in the shed, but we are not alone. We are together and each other's company. As we waste our wheels, we can appreciate the fact that we are together for an entire day. Just like the family we are,
he announced. Gunter's wise words filled the engines with cheer. They, too, now understood how fortunate they are. Within their company, they can chat all day, joke about past jobs, and speculate what the following year may bring. The engines of the little Highland Railway are a family, and Christmas brings them closest together.